There is a study that is done, numerous studies, but most of them are in the Northeast for the last 12 years. And please, all the viewers, from financial planners to consumers, Google this right now or use ChatGPT, which I'm addicted to. There has been a study being done actually for 3 decades, but for the last 12 years, these numerous studies, they always ask seniors, people above 62 years old, they put them in a huge room with 1,000. I think a lot of it happens in Boston College or Boston University. So they'll have like 1,000 people in there between 62 and 65. All income levels, all colors, all religions, all everything. And for almost 3 decades, they listed the greatest fear of somebody approaching Social Security, approaching Medicare, 62 to 65. And for most of the last 30 years, the number one fear was death, mortality. I mean, I'm 67. I think about that more than I've ever thought about it. Everybody, as they're approaching Social Security, should I take it? Should I defer? When you're in your 20s and 30s, you're invincible. When you're in your 50s, you know you got a lot of time. In your 60s, you start thinking about mortality. And that's what it was for 2.5 decades. And again, to all our viewers, Google these studies. They're numerous. Until 12 years ago, 12 now years in a row, these numerous studies, death has moved to the number 2 fear of older Americans in this country. Death moved to number 2. What's number 1? Running out of money before they die. That, to this day, and Craig, you've heard me speak publicly. How many times have I said this? 10,000 times in front of a public, in front of a group, in front of an audience. It still gives me the
It's
chills.
13,000 times.
The greatest country of the world. Yeah, in the greatest country in the world, our senior citizens, our moms, our dads, wealthy, middle class, lower income class, they're not fearing death. They're fearing running out of money before they die. That is a staggering note on society today. And CHEIFS, in many, many ways, is an answer on several different levels to these people. I mean, I know we love the $2 million house, you know, that when somebody comes and does a $200,000 or $300,000 CHEIFS, but I think it's important, or you better correct me if I'm wrong, but please don't, because it's live and that'll be embarrassing. No, it's okay. Correct me if I'm wrong. That person with a $500,000 house that's free and clear, he doesn't have that much in his 401k, but he can take 125 grand out of that and
That's
fund
exactly right.
a Roth IRA or fund a single premium. So I love the 2 million and the 3 million. Those are the ones I want to do. But my God, how much of mass America has a $500,000 to $750,000 house with either no mortgage or a very small mortgage? To me, CHEIFS opens up every product that upper income America has always been used to having, can now have with CHEIFS. And I know I overuse this word. I think that's a staggering statement.
Well done.
Hey, Mike, just what's interesting about, someone with a $500,000 home versus, let's say, someone with a $2 million home, important for the advisors who, will ultimately be looking at this podcast and hopefully be subscribing to 62 Who Knew in the future. Our typical CHEIFS customer is someone with a $1.9 million house. So this $2 million property that we did this Roth conversion on was not unusual. And as you know, Mike, I mean, there's been such a great run up in home prices over the last, 4 or 5 years post-COVID that there's an awful lot of people with a lot of home equity. They want to age in place. In a lot of cases, they have other assets to fund the kind of solutions that their advisors are recommending. But in many cases, and the Wealthy and Wise technology supports this, home equity via CHEIFS is the best way to do it. And that's what's so powerful about our partnership with Insmark, is that any advisor, just go to insmark.com and they can see for themselves that if their client does literally nothing with their current situation, this is how it's going to play out over time. If a client uses existing non-housing assets to fund whatever solution makes the most sense, this is how it plays out. And of course, if they use home equity via CHEIFS, this is how it plays out. For an advisor, that means they're literally putting in front of their homeowner client 3 different options. Do nothing, use non-housing assets, use housing assets to affect the solution that they're recommending. For any advisor who has a best interest standard or a fiduciary duty, having options that demonstrate which option makes the most sense is the most important way to comply with those standards.